Hello YouTube and welcome to a DVD review. It's been a while since I've done a DVD review. Just want to say thank you to Paul Clancy for the request of this DVD. I'm sorry about the wait. You've been waiting for this since the end of March and I finally got around to doing it, so yeah, thank you for sort of staying patient with me. Before we go into my thoughts, let's do the usual procedure, cover, book, well, the leaflet in this case, and the disc. So the cover, we have the grey TARDIS roundels, BBC Doctor Who, Earthshock. Now the cover's pretty simple compared to some of the latest Doctor Who DVD covers what we've been getting, but this is a pretty early release, probably early 2000s I would say. I'm not too good on when they were first released. So we have a picture of the Cyber Leader there, the Earth with some shockwaves coming off, and we have Adric, which I'm not going to say just in case you haven't seen the story, because it will just ruin the whole sort of story for you. Then we have Peter Davison and a blue Doctor Who banner there, Peter Davison years 1982 to 84. On the spine we have Doctor Who, Earthshock, with some more shockwaves on there with the Cyber Leader's arm there, BBC, so if you can't see it because of the light. On the back we have some pictures from the story there, all very nice. The story is by Eric Saywood. There's the plot just in case you want to know what it is about. Then we have the special features. The story was first broadcast on the 8th to the 16th of March 1982, and the total running time for this is 97 minutes. So that's basically the DVD itself. Now let's look at the leaflet and the disc. So yeah, let's go and have a look at that. Okay, so on the leaflet we have the Cyber Leader there, with the Earth in the background again, Peter Davison years, and on the other side, if you open it up, we have commentary by some of the cast members there, by the main sort of TARDIS crew. Then we have the special features, putting the shock into Earthshock, that's a documentary. Then we have updated CGI effects, so you can add some new CGI effects to it instead of having the original. Location, film sequence, music only option. Did you see that? To celebrate the return of the Cybermen. Doctor Who BBC 2 review, basically the programme. Production subtitles, photo gallery, and on the other side we have a list of chapter points and some more pictures from the story itself. And the disc, and this is a way of telling that it's an early DVD, is because it doesn't have any sort of artwork on it. It's just silver Doctor Who Earthshock. So that's basically the leaflet and the discs. Now let's look at my thoughts on this rather sort of unique story in a way. So yeah, let's go and have a look at that. Okay, so what are my thoughts on Earthshock? Now, I have a bit of a different opinion to most people, so this is going to be rather interesting to get people's response to it. But yeah, I do find Earthshock a tad overrated, maybe a bit more. So yeah, let's go through my thoughts. I find part one really slow. I just think it drags, but I think part one's cliffhanger is just brilliant. It's probably the best part of that episode. And also in part one, Adric is just a moaning little brat, but I'm not blaming that on the character of Adric or Matthew Wardhouse. I'm blaming it on the production, the producer, John Nathan Turner, because he wanted to reminisce the 1960s with a big TARDIS crew. But the thing with having a big TARDIS crew is some companions like Nyssa get neglected, and throughout the Peter Davison era, Nyssa hardly gets any moment to shine. Even in her last story, she doesn't get the attention she deserves. So I just find some characters are, not written fairly. I think if you're going to have a big TARDIS crew, you've got to find a way of, sort of writing it all equally. But there is a positive of having a big TARDIS team in a way. You can tell, so many different stories in one story, if you get what I mean by that. You can have some companions doing that in one story, in one episode. The other companions can be doing something in the other story. Yeah, that's basically that. The Cybermen are excellent. That's a pun. If you don't get it, then yeah, you should get it if you've seen this story. The Cybermen are brilliant in this. They have references to previous Cybermen stories. There's even past clips from previous Cybermen stories, which back at the time in the 1980s there wasn't any repeats of Doctor Who, so to have no clips from old Doctor Who must have been really exciting. Also, I think the title's really clever, calling it Earthshock, because you don't exactly know what a foe is, and having the big reveal at the end of part 1 must have been just fantastic. Yeah, that's brilliant. But I do think the DVD cover shouldn't really have the Cybermen on there, because it's sort of, or Cyber Leader, it shouldn't have it because it just sort of ruins the, the whole hype of the story. So my overall thoughts on Earthshock is it's a tad overrated. Like I said, some characters don't get the main focus what they deserve, like Nyssa. I think episode 4 is brilliant, especially with the silent credits, because it makes you sort of reflect on the events what happened in that part. Peter Davison gets a beautiful little speech about, do you know what it's like to have a well prepared meal and stuff like that. So yeah, Peter Davison's brilliant. This is definitely one of the better Davison stories, even though this wasn't in my top 5 Davison stories. But yeah, Earthshock is a story I would recommend for a Cyberman fan and a Peter Davison fan. But yeah, Earthshock is quite a good story. It is overrated, as I've said. But yeah, this has been my review of Earthshock. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. My next review will be of Doctor Who, the complete 7th series, BBC Shop exclusive, where I'll be looking at the whole of the Matt Smith sort of saga, from the Asylum of the Daleks, Doctor, the Widow and the Wardrobe, to the Name of the Doctor. So yeah, this has been my review of Earthshock. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. It is a story to watch, because it is quite an enjoyable story, but there are some aspects I'm not too keen on. Yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. So for now, goodbye.